Biological diversity, or biodiversity, is the web of life. It is the variety of life on Earth, from the smallest organisms to the largest animals and trees, and the places where they live, which are called ecosystems. Biodiversity provides us with air, water, food, and materials for medicine, clothing, shelter, and inspiration for culture and the arts. Millions of people rely on biodiversity and ecosystem services for their livelihood and well-being. ASEAN, also known as the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or the ASEAN region, occupies only 3% of the world's total land area, but is home to almost 20% of all known plant and animal species, which includes over 70% of global coral reef species. To ensure the sustainable stewardship of the region's rich natural resources, the ASEAN member states established the ASEAN Centre for Biodiversity, or the ACB, with headquarters in the Philippines. The ACB is an intergovernmental regional center of excellence that facilitates cooperation and coordination among the 10 ASEAN member states and their regional and international partners towards the conservation and sustainable use of biological diversity, as well as the fair and equitable sharing of benefits arising from the use of such natural treasures. Since its establishment in 2005, the ACB has been supporting the efforts of the ASEAN member states to conserve and sustainably use the region's biological resources. The ACB also facilitates discourse and policymaking on regional biodiversity conservation concerns. To effectively perform its mandate, the ACB is designing its activities to target biodiversity conservation and mainstreaming, developing capacities of various groups, knowledge management, communication, education, and public awareness, and partnerships. One of the ASEAN's flagship initiatives is the ASEAN Heritage Parks program. ASEAN Heritage Parks are protected areas of high conservation importance that preserve a complete spectrum of ecosystems representative of the ASEAN region. The ACB also maintains the ASEAN Clearinghouse mechanism. This contains an inventory of biological resources of the ASEAN region, houses its historical and current biodiversity metadata, and serves as a platform that presents a growing collection of knowledge products that can support science-based policies and well-informed decision-making in the ASEAN. One of ACB's major programs that aims to raise greater awareness about biodiversity in the ASEAN region is the ASEAN Biodiversity Heroes. The ASEAN Biodiversity Heroes are 10 individuals from the ASEAN member states who have outstanding contributions to biodiversity conservation in their respective countries and the region. Their advocacy efforts inspire transformative action throughout the world. The ACB also publishes the ASEAN Biodiversity Outlook, which showcases the developments on biodiversity-related actions in the ASEAN member states and the region. As the partner of choice, the ACB has collaborations and joint biodiversity conservation programs with dialogue and development partners and various international organizations. Who manages the ACB? The Center has a governing board, which is composed of the ASEAN Senior Officials on the Environment, or ASOEN, and the ASEAN Secretary General. Headed by the chair of the ASOEN, the governing board provides policy guidance to the ACB. Strengthened by its cross-pillar and multi-sectoral approach, the ACB coordinates with the various working groups for technical consultations. Among these is the ASEAN Working Group on Nature Conservation and Biodiversity, or AWG-NCB, which is composed of the national focal points responsible for biodiversity. The ACB is headed by an executive director, who is assisted by experts in the areas of environment and biodiversity conservation. Biodiversity conservation is everyone's concern. By taking action now, you can help ensure that the richness of this web of life will still be enjoyed by future generations.